Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. Get views today from China Observer.
I'm 38 years old. I don't want to settle or compromise. I have a degree, a good job, and I'm single. I just want to find someone who's also single. My annual income is 500,000 yuan. Why can't I find someone with the same? I just want someone who is a good match. Why is it so hard?
Tell you the truth, it's not that hard to find someone of within similar status of you. It's the attitude, the entitlement of you thinking you can do better. That's the bigger problem.
Recently, at the matchmaking corner in Tianhe Park, Guangzhou, a long row of marriage proposals was neatly arranged. It seemed that many people who came to the spot were indeed looking to marry. However, a 38-year-old high-quality leftover woman faced
High quality? How's high quality leftover can be put in the same sentence?
seeing the embarrassing situation of no one showing interest, suddenly broke down emotionally. With her body trembling, she cried, lamenting the cruelty of reality and the difficulty of getting married. She claims to earn 500,000 yuan annually, owns a house and a car, but has repeatedly encountered setbacks in her search for a partner. Onlookers whispered, unsure how to comfort her.
过了年我就39岁了，还没有结婚，没生孩子。
After the new year, I'll be 39 and I'm still not married and haven't had kids. I really can't handle it anymore. I want to get married quickly. I graduated with a master's degree from a private university, have a house, a car, and some savings. Right now, I don't have a steady job. Once I get married, I just want to stay at home.
But you don't have a steady job now.
Take care of my husband and raise kids. I don't want to work anymore. Is it possible to do this quickly?
No.
The leftover woman, Mi Li, once complained, the excellent older single men don't even glance at me. Now the ones pursuing me are all rural bachelors, which quickly went viral online. Now after publicly
That's what happens when you discount all the men that you qualify for. Now, guess what? It's the other men that think that they qualify for you are going to be pursuing you, because the men that you technically did qualify for are going to go look somewhere else.
seeking a partner for 2 years, she still hasn't managed to get married. Mi Li is not alone. An increasing number of older women are feeling anxious about their single status and yearning to enter marriage.
我92年的34岁，到现在了还没有结婚。
I am born in 1992, so I'm 34 now, and still I'm not married. I've run a store for several years, but it's now completely shut down and I've ended up unemployed. I used to say I could live well alone, that I could handle any storm, but now
Winter is here, and it is freezing, ladies. Freezing.
when I'm really facing the situation, I realize how empty I feel. I don't even have anyone to say, it's okay, I'm here for you. Watching everyone around me paired up, having someone to lend a hand when things go wrong, or someone to listen when I'm upset, I can't help but feel envious. I can't help but think, if I hadn't got married earlier, maybe now I have someone to rely on and wouldn't have to bear everything by myself. But life doesn't have what ifs. All I can do is grit my teeth and move forward. Maybe once I get through the challenges in front of me and adjust my mind.
And again, these women don't look that bad. I don't know how bad they look because they always have these filters on. So it's like, obviously her face got smoothened and all this. But Asian women in their 30s don't usually look that bad, right? When it comes to looks. But Chinese men don't really care about looks. It's fertility. It's the softness, the submissiveness. If you're missing those things, good luck.
Mindset, things will slowly get better.
我妈今天问我后不后悔。
My mom asked me today if I regret not getting married earlier. Now that I'm older, almost 40, when I go on blind dates, people pick and choose, criticizing my tattoos, saying I'm too old or that I have a strong personality. At first, I didn't regret it. I thought having my own career was better for a woman. But today, I'm starting to regret it. I started my first business when I was 19, opening a beauty salon, then an acupuncture clinic, and even a bar.
Hey, shout out to you for being an entrepreneur. How did it work out for you?
I've always been the type to go all in when I'm commit. I borrowed money, invested everything, but my businesses weren't successful. Now, as a nearly 40-year-old woman, I get criticized a lot because I'm unmarried and have no kids. People see it as a backup plan for me. So today, I do have some regrets. I think back and wonder if 5 years ago I hadn't got married to my first love, would my career be stable by now? Would I be in a better place? Not like now.
You might have still a business that is successful because you might have had a man that helped you with the business.
Floating around, struggling and accomplishing nothing.
我90年，今年都35岁了，就是很多人说
I am born in 1990, so I'm 35 now. People often say, "You're not ugly. Why don't you have a partner?" But what they don't understand is that once you reach a certain age as a woman, the people you get introduced to are either divorced or have kids from a previous marriage. It's hard to find a single man at the same age, and men at this age, they're introduced to much younger women.
Yep.
So older women are in a really awkward situation. It's not that I don't want a partner.
我有个预感哈，未来3年的互联
Remember, everything is usually proximity. It's proximity. It's the proximity that you can get to. If you're within a certain echelon of life or a certain proximity of life, those are usually the people you're going to be marrying. And she said it. The people in her proximity at her age are getting introduced to younger people. It's just how society works.
市场肯定会
I have a feeling that the marriage and dating market will undergo huge changes in the next 3 years. Right now, many women are pressuring their boyfriends to borrow money for a dowry, even having the whole family go into debt to get married. When a man realizes that the cost of marriage exceeds what his family can bear,
Correct.
his first reaction won't be to try harder to find a partner.
真正的相亲市场已经是女生找对象的重
The real dating market has become a tough battlefield for women. Stop obsessing over online statistics like how there are 30 million more men than women. That's just a macro number and doesn't help. It's a bunch of older women all clustered together choosing from the same small pool. If you
Correct.
don't change your approach to choosing a partner, the likelihood
It's so true, and it doesn't matter if it's there or here in the West. It's the same thing. All the women are just still selecting from the same small pool of men, and they're getting ran through, used and abused, and all men are horrible.
is you'll end up alone. A matchmaker pointed out bluntly the difficulty for older leftover women to marry is because they have unrealistic expectations.
That's it.
你们是不是都很好奇大龄剩女都在等什么？
They won't
Are you all
settle.
curious about what older single women are waiting for? I won't say this applies to everyone, but for most, they're waiting for a wealthy man. Many women think that the reason they haven't married a wealthy man is because their circle is too small or they haven't met one. But that's not true. Even if you meet one, it's unlikely you'll end up together because you're just not compatible.
Correct.
It's like meeting Jack Ma. You won't become friends. In the end, people come together because their energies are aligned. Women labeled as leftover mostly hailed from the late 1980s to early 1990s, a generation that witnessed China's large-scale expansion of higher education and the golden window for female.
Yeah, the millennials and like the little bit before millennials, Gen X or whatever is what they call them. Those were the big demographics of the largest feminist group / women can do no wrong and we're strong as men.
Employment. Many of them graduated with a bachelor's degree or even a master's, and after entering the workforce, they stood firm in first-tier cities with an annual salary of 200,000 to 300,000 yuan, or even higher.
Yeah, I thought she was a little like super chubby just because how this like thing looks on her, but I guess she looks okay. So I was like, damn, I thought she was super chubby for a second. I was like, damn, torta?
Thanks to their hard work and professional skills. They're all well educated, worldly, and have high expectations for marriage. They want a partner who is intellectually compatible, willing to share responsibilities equally, and provide long-term companionship rather than simply living together. When they hit their early 30s, their standards of choosing a partner rise with their income. The partner must be economically independent, emotionally mature, and will be willing to share household chores and childcare duties.
Same thing here in the West. Yeah, they want men to be making 100K, still come home, do house chores, and still take care of the kids as much as they can 50-50 while they're stay-at-home wives.
However, the reality is that such excellent men are already taken by women in their 20s. At present, a video of a 38-year-old leftover woman crying about the difficulty of marriage continues to gain traction. Her hysterical outburst does nothing to solve the marriage dilemma and only invites mockery. One netizen commented, "She overestimated herself. She's
Yep.
been measuring herself constantly, and now that she realizes no one wants her."
She's measuring herself with the wrong stick. All right, women love to measure themselves with the male stick. Males don't look at the male stick and are attracted to the male stick. Measure yourself with the female stick, the femininity stick. You need that. Start measuring yourself with that stick or that ruler or whatever you want to call it.
She finds that her shelf life has expired. A man who meets her salary expectations straightforwardly said, "If I earn 500,000 yuan annually, my requirements for a woman aren't education or income. She just needs to be young, pretty, easygoing, not clingy, and capable of doing some basic housework.
Easy.
How much she earns doesn't matter to me."
Never does.
Another netizen hit the
I'm not saying never does. It actually does matter to the higher echelon men. They want their wives to kind of at least make some money. Not that the money matters, but it's the career path and what they chose to do matters.
nail on the head, revealing the truth. For a normal man, marriage doesn't involve spending the woman's money. Whether she earns 300,000 or 3 million yuan, it means nothing to him. A man
The Chinese men are just like us. They know the exact same thing. This is why red pill is, it's not like a manos, like a Western thing. It's just the truth. The truth of how men operate, how women operate, how society operates, what men want, what women want. They're just not the same thing.
with a 500,000 yuan salary would rather choose a gentle and obedient woman with an annual salary of 50,000 to 60,000 yuan than a strong-willed partner who sets clear demands. Some commenters used a simple analogy to explain her situation. It's like you've worked hard for many years, spent a lot of money to renovate a 100 square meter luxury apartment without an elevator, and now you want to sell it for a high price, but no one wants it. The elderly can't climb the stairs, the young don't want to, and wealthy people look down on such apartments. You don't want to lower the
Damn.
price, so you stuck with it, unable to move forward or backward. After the mocking comments, people are forced to face a more glaring reality. On one side, there are more and more successful, well-qualified women like her in big cities who are unable to get married, while on the other side, countless young people in their 20s simply choose not to get married, even openly declaring that being single is just fine. These two
Midtows.
phenomena, seemingly at odds, together highlight the structural pains that China's marriage market is undergoing. In 2024, the number of marriage registrations nationwide fell to 6 million pairs, the lowest since 1980, half of the peak in 2013. Although there was a slight rebound in the first 3 quarters of 2025 with a year-on-year increase of 8.5%, the number of first marriages continues to decline. Those aged 25
I mean, it's not much better here in the West, guys. This is why I always say, go out there and get a family. But obviously protect yourselves and find a good one.
to 29 have become the main force in marriage, while the proportion of young people aged 20 to 24 has dropped from nearly half a decade ago to around 13%. We gathered some insights from street interviews to better understand the marriage views of the younger generation of women.
什么时候会很想谈恋爱呢？
When do you really want to fall in love? When? Most of the time, I don't really want to. I just go with the flow. Most of the time, I'm perfectly fine being on my own. Why is that? When you're in a relationship, there are bound to be times when you get angry because of your partner. But
Sure.
when you're on your own, you don't really get angry with yourself. You don't blame it on a guy.
Are there more men or women?
You know, I was talking with my dad, and I was going through some frustrations with the escrow and stuff, and my dad was just like, "You just can't expect everybody to do everything correctly. You barely can expect yourself to do everything correctly." And when he said that, I was just like, "Oh, damn." Right? Yes, not everybody's going to do everything perfectly the way you want them to do it. But sometimes you just got to figure it out just to make things work.
And who don't want to get married right now?
Actually, it's pretty balanced. I think everyone is at an age where they still want to have fun. No one wants to be responsible for someone else. Personally, I don't want to get married too early. I don't think I'm at that stage yet. I want to wait until I'm a bit older and ready to focus entirely on my family. I think that's when getting married would be the best. A 36-year-old single man said, for poor people, not getting married may be the best choice.
最好的
I
选
can
择
see。that.
为什么这么说？
I'm about to turn 36 and still not married, but I feel like this might be the best choice for people like us. Why do I say that? I wasn't born with a silver spoon. I have an average appearance, and my income is nothing special. In today's society, everything costs money. Eating, drinking, you name it. With my situation, what kind of better person could I find? Even finding someone who's at the same level as me is hard, and the most likely scenario is that I'll end up with someone a bit worse off than me, because someone better wouldn't even look at me. And then, two ordinary people get together, have an ordinary child, and live a predictable life. I'm not saying being ordinary is bad, but how much hope is there in this kind of life? Every day worrying about the basics, food, bills, and kids' education, and I haven't even figured myself out yet. But now I'm supposed to drag a partner and child along with me through it all? So I've realized not getting married isn't avoiding anything. It's a conscious choice after seeing reality. I don't want to burden myself or anyone else. I can use my limited resources and energy to invest in myself and live a good life on my own. Of course,
It's like a bad thought process in my opinion, but it's also not a bad thought process. It's very logical. It's a logical thought process. It makes sense to save money and do all these things, but it's also not logical because it seems most men still yearn for that family. And I think if you yearn for that family, go out there and try to get it, try to earn it. That's where I'm like,
this doesn't mean marriage is bad. It's just that for someone like me, not marrying is actually a responsible choice. If you're also being pressured to get married or are torn about it, maybe you could stop for a moment and ask yourself what kind of life you really want.
This older single man directly pointed out that the main reason he doesn't want to get married is the economic pressure. In China, housing prices continue to soar, and raising a child to the age of 18 costs around 6 to 7 times a family's income. The pressure of education competition makes it even harder for parents to breathe. Young people face challenges like difficult job prospects, unstable incomes, and the 996 work schedule right after graduation. The idea of dating feels like a luxury, let alone marriage and having children. They see too many real-life married life stories on social media, mother-in-law and daughter-in-law conflicts, property disputes, parenting anxiety, and the struggles after.
yep, the exact same thing that we're seeing here. We're seeing a lot of men avoiding everything because they see social media. They see anecdotally their uncles, their friends, their fathers that are getting screwed over by the court systems and stuff too, and they're choosing to stay away.
After a divorce cooling off period. On February 24th, a video about the long queues for divorce at the Civil Affairs Bureau went viral. A staff member from the Civil Affairs Bureau posted a video saying that on the first day back to work after the Spring Festival, they processed 3 marriages but 47 divorces. In another video, many people waiting to divorce were seen outside the divorce office lining up for a long time. It
It is a problem when there's more divorces than there are marriages.
can be said that the Chinese New Year triggered a divorce wave. According to statistics from the Civil Affairs Bureau, in the first half of 2025, the number of divorce registrations nationwide increased by 4.5% compared to the previous year. While this may seem like a moderate number, it hides the ongoing upward trend. Over the past 20 years, China's divorce rate has doubled, and the divorce to marriage ratio has reached 57.6%. This
Damn, higher than us, 57%.
means that for every 100 couples entering marriage, 57 of them will choose to end their marriage.
Jesus.
Why has there been such a high divorce rate after Chinese New Year? Each family has its own story, but there are 3 main reasons. First, poor couples face many troubles. The economy has been in decline for years, and most family conflicts arise from poverty. Many people have lost.
I always say it, money is huge. It's not the end-all be-all, but it's definitely damn necessary.
Their jobs, gone bankrupt, or seen their incomes decrease. These financially affected families fall into a economic crisis, causing their consumption levels to drop and sometimes even leading to financial struggles. This naturally leads to arguments, even domestic violence, escalating into divorce. Second, holiday conflicts are on the rise. The Chinese New Year is like a magnifying glass for marriages. Some couples fight every year, and they Selfishness and lack of emotional connection are exposed when faced with issues. Whether a marriage will last isn't always a complex question. It's revealed in difficult situations. The Chinese New Year, which involves housework, social obligations, and visiting relatives, often expose these emotions. While it might not be a big deal on normal days, during the holidays, conflict arises over various issues like preparing New Year goods, giving red envelopes to parents, and buying gifts for relatives.
And those red envelopes can be draining. I have a lot of little cousins. It's a lot of envelopes to give out.
These small matters often lead to bigger disputes, and every year after the new year, there's a divorce wave. This year is just a continuation of this pattern. Third, young people are no longer willing to settle. On one hand, individualism and changing views on marriage are influencing attitudes. Many
True.
couples experiencing emotional
Everybody is so
crisis no
much
longer
more
tolerate or
individualistic.
accept each other's flaws, especially younger people. The idea of enduring for the sake of children or faith has quickly faded.
Yep.
On the other hand, with the continuous escalation of family conflicts, both parties lose confidence in their future together, which weakens their motivation to maintain the marriage. As a result, right after Chinese New Year, they eagerly go to the Civil Affairs Bureau to file for a divorce.
Yeah, it's not just us in the United States, guys. It's everywhere. This is why I like covering the China stuff. Just to see, it's not far off from us. It's almost very similar. They're actually just ahead of us in a sense. They've gone through it a little bit faster because, you know, Chinese people just do everything faster. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. And catch you guys next time. Ciao.